Hello and welcome to Geeks Talking Geek. I am Bandito Bane, the well-rounded nerd, the Super Spider-Man fan, and the Warhammer noob. And today we have a lot to talk to, so let's get our guest in here. First, we have the you've seen his art with the full Aussie. We have Kenzo from the UK.
Hey,
How's it going,
hey.
Kenzo?
Doing very well, brother. Good to be back on your show again.
Yeah. All right. And then we have you've seen his comic book reviews on in the Wakasashi Tea House. He has partnered with Weird Science and Wes from Thinking Critical, and he's also our local hero, captain of his volunteer firefighting team. We have Gray Wakasashi. Hey,
Good
Gray.
morning. Good morning from Japan, and happy Father's Day. I know I'm in the future, so best wishes to all the fathers out there for tomorrow.
Yeah. Actually, it's next week.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Yeah.
No,
okay.
it's the UK Father's Day's tomorrow.
Oh,
Today.
okay. So
Okay.
UK. Yeah, well, you're from the UK, so I'll let it pass.
How you
All
doing,
right.
guys? Bandito and Kenzo, great to see you. It's been a
Yeah.
while, but good to catch up.
How are you?
You're actually outnumbered tonight, Bandito. I'm afraid the
Yeah.
Brits are taking over.
Yes.
Well, I'm Mexican, and we like to stand up to the little guys. We like to stand up to the big guys. Yeah. All right. So let's get the show on the road. All right. So first topic is we're gonna be talking about. It's finally over. The X-Men Krakoa era is finally over, and the X-Men era the new X era begins next month. And what are your guys' thoughts about this? Because to me, it just seems like they're just throwing more and more titles at the wall and see what sticks. Because this is exactly what the Krakoa era did. And do you think it's like but with the new editing team and a new writing team, do you think it'll be different from the Krakoa era?
I'll be honest. I haven't read a hell of a lot. I am aware of the story of the Krakoa era. I've seen some of Rob's comic explain videos on it, but I think the last thing was happening when I was watching it. It was like Mr. Sinister had turned into some like cosmic being, like with a power level akin to the one above all, and he was going around destroying universes. And but yeah, that's as far as I'm not sure how far towards the end that actually was. So I guess you guys can fill me in on the rest.
Yeah, I haven't caught up to the Krakoa era, but I do know the bad stuff, like such as the bad things like Vita Ayala's Children of the Atom, which had her self insert, the Trial of Magneto, which didn't actually have a trial, the Teeny Howard trilogy, which nobody asked for, and on top of that, we had X-Men Green when they became eco-terrorists.
I've not been following it that much. I started off with Hawks and Parks, when it was all relaunched with Hickman, but they were just, as you say, the main title kind of lost its way, and it lost me then. And there was just too many titles coming out. I don't know if you guys noticed that. It's like 6 or 7 different X-Men themed books almost every month. They flogged it to death.
Yeah, and the thing was when Hickman left for Substack, they didn't end it.
No.
They didn't end it. They just kept they thought it would be a good idea if they just kept going. And like you had the editor who basically let the inmates run the asylum. He had no backbone to say no. And he was very forgiving, and like the first time, and they had no plan. They had no plan, which was basically the basically why the title failed.
How long's this arc been going for? It's been going for like 4 and a bit years or something.
Almost 6.
Fuck.
Wow, is it that long? No way. It feels like 10. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
All right, so here we go. Let me bring this up.
I don't know about you two, but I've never been. I never really got into X-Men when I was first getting into comics. It wasn't a title that pulled me in, so I kind of came in fairly new. I read a bit of Grant Morrison's New X-Men, which I'm reviewing with Jim at the moment. So I enjoyed that, but that was mainly for Grant Morrison. He took me to that title. But yeah, I'm not very well versed in it. I don't know who the new creative team is going to be. Apart from, is it Gail Simone? Is she involved?
Yeah,
Bandito?
yeah. It's gonna be Gail Simone, and I'm worried
Okay.
if it's going to be Red Sonja Gail Simone or if it's going to be Birds of Prey Gail Simone, because she did a great job with Red Sonja. She did a great job with Red Sonja. I loved her Red Sonja because it was like something out of a pulp novel. Pulp magazine back in the 60s.
As it should be.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so here we go. We got X-Men. We have X-Men by Jed McKay.
Jed McKay. Okay, nice one.
Art by Ryan Stegman.
Ooh, Stegman. That could be awesome.
Yeah. We got Uncanny X-Men by Gail Simone and David Marquez. Exceptional X-Men by Eve L. Ewing and Carmen Carneo. Yeah. All right, and those are just the first titles, but we also have some other titles down here. We have Phoenix, we have X Factor, we have Storm, New York X. I don't know why they would do that again. X Force and Wolverine, and when we talk, and Wes talked about this before. They asked why would they do a Jean Grey comic book, and they said that it was basically a certain demographic was asking for this, and they wanted to do that, and I'm like, that's the problem. You're listening to the minority. You should be listening to the majority. And it's just that's what happened with the especially with the Krakoa era. You had too many cooks in the kitchen, and it got so bad that Jonathan Hickman left, and he, because they took over his project, and it was just bad. So yeah, hopefully this will, but they're also doing a lot of way too many titles like they did with Krakoa era. I think they should just focus on like 2 X-Men titles, X-Force, X Factor, and Wolverine, and Deadpool, and nothing else. Less is more. Just go that more. Wow. Well, how would you have handled it, Gray?
Oh, absolutely. I would just narrow it down to 2 or 3 main titles, and then maybe a solo book or 2, like you say, for the big characters like Wolverine. But if they're going to do the same thing they did with the Krakoan era and just have, endless, unlimited titles coming out, it's going to go the same way, unless, it's awesome, unless it's really well written.
Yeah. I mean, you could have the best art. You could have the best art you can, but if it's not well written, you're not going to keep the fan base. I mean, look at Zeb Wells. He has some of the best artists on Amazing Spider-Man, but nobody's buying it. Okay, so yeah, I think we beat that dead horse.
Kenzo, I wanted to ask you: did you ever have any X-Men background? Do you ever get into it?
Not particularly. I've got some like old collected trade paperbacks.
Yeah.
Like
was it the Jim Lee stuff?
Yeah, and to be like, I mainly, when I first started buying stuff, was buying a lot of like Ultimate Marvel. Like I liked the Ultimates a lot.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, we got the Ultimate Universe going on, and I did like last week I was talking to Sully about this. I liked Ultimate's #1. He wasn't so much of a fan, but
I
I
like Gods and
love
Monsters.
yeah. I love the way they're doing this, but Ultimate X-Men, I'm done with it. I love Peach Momoko, I love her art, but it's just a shoujo manga with X-Men art.
Mm-hmm.
And I was actually excited about it. It was like at first it seemed like Onis versus oh, like no, yeah, Onis versus at mutants. It was going to be like a supernatural thing going on.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought so too. I was
But
enjoying it too, Bandito.
yeah,
Even the latest one, but I understand the criticism it's been getting. People saying, I don't know why this is called Ultimate X-Men. It should be its own thing. It should be like a separate title. You know, let her
yeah,
do her own like universe thing. It
yeah,
shouldn't be lumped in with the Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate Black Panther, and the Ultimates.
yeah. And it like I was hoping to see like an entire X-Men team an X-Men team that was based off X-Men from Japan.
Yeah, that would
Like
be awesome. It could be, couldn't
yeah,
it?
yeah. Like right now we only have Armor and Peach Momoko's original creation, Maystorm. But I was hoping to see like Surge or Silver Samurai and Sunfire on there as well.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know where the direction she's heading. It just seems like it's just Armor and Maystorm against the Shadow King.
Yeah,
And,
that's right so
and
far.
yeah, and we, but like with the Ultimates, we saw what happened to some of the heroes that they tried to get. Like Captain Marvel's dead. Hawkeye refused. The only people that took the mantle so far were Spider-Man and Black Panther. And I'm excited to see where this goes because, like, in Free Comic Book Day, it was revealed that they were getting the original Human Torch from World War II to join the Ultimates, and it was also revealed that Wolverine was dead in the Ultimate Universe because they have like,
Oh my god.
yeah, they have his adamantium skeleton on a pedestal. It says Weapon
Mm-hmm.
Plus as a trophy. And so it was like it was like a museum. It was like they went to like a museum piece where basically the maker was keeping the heroes he thought were too troublesome. So yeah, we saw Magneto's helmet. We saw like, I think it was Professor X's Cerebro helmet. So yeah, like, so Magneto and Professor X are dead, and but I was really excited to see what Peach Momoko was going to do, and I liked the way she was putting in Japanese society into her book, like when the father threw Maystorm out because he thought she was a disgrace. Because I can't really speak about that. Gray. Do parents really
Yes.
throw their kids out because they think they're?
I don't know about that happening anymore. Maybe like, 30, 40 years ago, 50 years ago, but I'm not an expert on Japanese society or history, so I can't comment on that. It felt like a bit of a trope, a little bit, a bit of a, oh, here we go, it's the bad dad, the bad father trope, but it did used to happen, so.
Yeah. All right. So let's go to the next one. DC launches 6 Elseworld titles in a miniseries form, and I love this idea. They're bringing back 6 Elseworld titles that were 6 of their best Elseworld titles. Let me pull them up. And the first one just launched this week. I haven't picked it up. So no spoilers.
Okay. I enjoyed it, but maybe I'm biased because there's a very British kind of theme to it. Kenzo.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
So here we are. Let me pull this up.
Bandita, what was weird for me though, what I didn't know is I thought it was going to be a mini series or just a prestige format individual graphic novel, but it's either going to be a 6-part or a 12-part series from what I'm hearing.
It's a 6-part. Just a 6-part.
That surprised me because the original Gotham by Gaslight was a one-off.
Yeah, it's going to be a 6-part mini. It's going to be a 6-part miniseries. Oh, crap! File. Oh, wrong file.
I've still got my Gotham by Gaslight, the one I picked up in the UK all those years ago when it first came out. I dug it out last night. I was reading it before I went to bed. It's like, oh, this is so good.
Yeah.
Mike Mignola on pencils, man. Hellboy's artist and creator.
Really? Yeah, I remember reading it, but this came out in 1989. It was way before my time.
That's when I was like getting into comics, and that's when the first Batman movie came out. Tim Burton.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So the first one that just came out is going to be Gotham by Gaslight, the Kryptonian Age. So it is going to be a 12-issue series. It's going to be by Andy Diggle, and has going to be art by Lorenzo Ferrandis. And just look at these these covers.
They look amazing.
So awesome.
The covers are awesome. The interior art's pretty decent too. It's okay.
Yeah, and I'm excited because this is going to have like a. Yeah, I saw the preview pages, and it's going to be. They're going to introduce the Steam version of Superman, and I was so excited because it all started in the Kansas territory. It had Ma and Pa Kent in the back of the wagon. So the next one is going to be released next month. It's going to be
Batman the Barbarian.
Damn thing!
Look at that! That's a crazy cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Greg Smallwood, written and drawn by Greg Smallwood. It's going to be a 6-part series. Then we're going to have like Dark Knights of Steel all winter. It's going to be mainly focused on Deathstroke the Terminator. It's going to be like a Game of Thrones things.
Vikings or Northman vibes to that. Look at that.
Yeah. Look how awesome this looks. It's going to be by Jay Kristoff and Suru Khan, or Triso Khan.
Don't know the name.
Triso Khans. All right. Then we have this Green Lantern Dark. Green Lantern Dark. It's going to have a 7-issue miniseries by Tate Brombo and Weather Deledra. This one I'm not so. This one has kind of like a Greek vibe with, or an afterlife vibe. Kind of like a ferryman.
Are these the cover arts then?
Yeah, this is the cover art. All right, so that now darkness prevails, humanity struggles to survive a corrupted planet. Only one hero remains, one that the green flame that can return the light to a dark world. So yeah, like this is like a dark, kind of like a Cthulhu-esque H.P. Lovecraft story.
Oh, really? Cosmic horror? That could be good.
Yeah, but she's been missing for years on an isolated island in New England. Horrors only get worse by night. So yeah, like it would be like, it looks like either cosmic or gothic horrors element, cosmic or gothic horror element, and it looks kind of good. It looks kind of decent. All right, and then we have Batman Nightfire. This looks like this completely looks like a cyberpunk version of Batman.
Kind of reminds me of the Azrael suit.
Yeah, it
the
does.
claws the other way around.
Yeah, I can see that.
And there was one more. I think I missed it.
A lot of focus on
There's
Batman,
one more
isn't
below
there?
that. There's one below that.
Surprise.
Oh.
There's one at the bottom.
There's one below. All right.
Yeah.
Hang on.
There it
And
is.
yeah, there it is. DC versus Vampires World War V. It's a sequel to DC versus Vampires. It's going to focus on, I think, like, it's going to be another 12-issue series by Matthew Rosenberg and Otto Schmitz, with art by Otto Schmitz. It's going to focus on, looks like Damian Wayne Robin, the daughter of, I think it's the daughter of Deathstroke, a nun, I don't know who she is, and Harley Quinn.
The suit looks pretty badass though, the nun suit.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and I'm surprised they're making it look that sexy, because with the whole DEI mentality that you need to cover everything up. I'm surprised they made it look
covered. She's covered, but you can still see the.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's very. I love this art right now, and especially the car. It just looks so. This car.
The car looks cool.
Yeah,
got three female protagonists there, and just the one male on the cover.
Yeah.
Doesn't bother me, but you know.
Yeah, I just want to know if it's going to be good. It's going to be the sequel to Batman versus, or sequel to DC versus Vampires.
It's Matthew Rosenberg, Bandito, so it's, I don't know, he's very hit or miss with me. I don't know. It could be good. I hope it is, but then again, he's written some not so good stuff.
Yeah, so it's going to be It's going to be it's going to be in the upcoming sequel of Matthew Rosenberg and Otto Schmitz. Sunlight is restored to the Earth. Was it too late? As a new ice age dawns, humanity faces the most deadly threat yet: Barbara Gordon, Queen of the Vampires. So it's going to be these four against Barbara Gordon, because I guess the rest of the heroes are dead. So the one I'm most excited about is Gotham by Gaslight, the Kryptonian Age, because it's going to have like a new a steampunk version of Superman, and this might have other steampunk version of other DC superheroes. We might have like a steampunk Justice League by the end. What about you, Gray? Which one would you want?
Kenzo, you go for it.
I was just going to say that I like the look of the artwork there, like the sort of gothic looking Batman with the like Jack the Ripper-esque cloak. It does look good.
Yeah, hang on, let me bring it back up.
I'll be right back, Bandito.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab something from upstairs. 2 ticks.
All right. Okay. Yeah, funny you should mention that, because the first Gotham by Gaslight, it was basically Batman versus Jack the Ripper.
And now he sort of got a Jack the Ripper-esque cloak on himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do like it. I like the buttons on the front of the costume.
Yeah.
You know, and he's got like little kunai knives in his utility belt there as well, but it's not your traditional looking utility belt. It's got more, like you said, the buckles and stuff.
Yeah.
Are you a fan of the steampunk aesthetic then yourself?
Yeah, I do. I do love steampunk. I mean, some of my favorite movies were like, some of my favorite movies actually had a steampunk aesthetic. Like, there was this one movie I saw on Sci-Fi Channel called The Mutant Chronicles, and that was very steampunk. It was like awesomely steampunk. And then there was another
Arcane was steampunk. That was wolf.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed that.
And then there was The Most Beautiful Species, which was a vampire movie with the steampunk elements, and I enjoyed that one because it showed like this grim, gritty London with vampires in it, and it's like, well, I'm like, yeah, dude, this is awesome. And I really enjoy when like here when like modern day superheroes are portrayed in like a steampunk aesthetic. But besides like Gotham by Gaslight, I'm really excited about this one.
I always used to really like Miyazaki's like steampunk style ships that was in some of the Studio Ghibli movies.
Oh yeah, he always had this great style. So yeah, like the Miyazaki style would fit perfectly in like a steampunk version of this. So what about you, Gray? What titles would you be interested in?
The same as you with the first one, of course. I'm a big fan of the Gotham by Gaslight. Just ran upstairs to grab it. That's the original one from all those years ago,
really?
1989. Yeah.
Really? Let me put a.
Have you guys read it, by the way? The first one. It's like
no.
In it.
When I was a kid, I got it from the library. Let me get.
Okay,
yeah,
cheers. There we go. Just an idea. It's pretty basic, the art, but it's Mike Mignola, P. Craig Russell. It's written by Brian Augustine, who I don't know his name. I don't remember him, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Very text heavy though. Kind of text heavy.
Yeah.
Thank you. So yeah, I'm excited for this new one for the Kryptonian age, as you were saying, Bandito. Getting the Superman from that period, that could be really good. See how it goes. And I'm quite looking forward to this one, just because that costume is so crazy. What is it, Barbarian?
Yeah, Batman the Barbarian.
Yeah, this one. Yeah, this one. I cannot wait for. This one comes out next month, I think. It's done by Greg Smallwood, and it's gonna have this like Conan-esque version of Batman.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so yeah, this is one of the things that I am so excited for. I mean, I've always been a fan of Conan the Barbarian. I've been reading the new Conan series, and even the Savage Sword of Conan on your recommendation. I mean, it is just so great, and I'm wondering what this version of Batman's going to be like. All right, so let's move on to the next one. Our next topic. Let me get this off. All right. Now, you guys have been keeping up with indie comics, and we're going to talk about the Energon universe has become the breakout hit of the indies. Like, hands down. You look at the top selling comic books, has either Transformers or G.I. Joe. What do you guys think about that?
Have you read any of them, Gray?
Yes, I have. I'm on board with Energon Universe. I think the Transformers ones more than the G.I. Joe, but the G.I. Joe ones have been great. I'm just not reading the main G.I. Joe title.
Yes, as was saying, Hills versus Babyface, that is like one of the only good things that's out there at the moment.
Yeah, it's excellent.
Going and picking up.
Yeah, the G.I. Joe, and I'm also glad, like seeing Larry Hannah back on G.I. Joe, because I think he was like the best the best person for G.I. Joe, because it was like when it came out, nobody wanted to write the comic book. When it originally came out on Marvel, nobody wanted to write the comic book, and Larry was like, "You know what? I'll do it." He was just a Marvel assistant. He kept going to different writers, and they were like, "Hell no, I'm not going to write this comic book. It's for toys." So he's like, "All right, fine, I'll do it."
It's crazy, yeah. And he made it his own thing. He made it like it's kind of legendary in a way, isn't it? It went on for 300 issues before it was put on hiatus.
Yeah, and then it went to IDW, but then IDW put it on ice. right before he wanted to do like the IDW crossover with Transformers and G.I. Joe with his universe, because they like at the end they found something at the bottom of the G.I. Joe base, and it was just big eye, and that was supposed to be Unicron's eye.
Ooh.
And they actually put it on. They actually ended put it on hiatus there, so they could do the Hasbro shared universe. And while they did have some good comic books, like they had some that like they made some really bad choices. Like they did not have Duke. They did not have Captain Hawk. The person who was in charge with G.I. Joe was Scarlet, and I never really saw Scarlet as like a commanding officer. I saw her more as an espionage spy because she was CIA. But
yeah,
and then like I don't know what's his name is. Well, he's on with Wes a lot. He also wrote like season 4 of Young Justice. I don't know if you met him before. Big guy, bald head, glasses, goatee.
Yeah, Aaron Sparrow.
Yes, Aaron Sparrow. He was there on IDW when they were doing the Hasbro universe.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, he was talking about how when they were doing Mask, when they were going to do the Mask comic book, they actually had the leader. They actually had race swapped the leader, and he asked why would they do that, and they're like, "Oh, we just want to have some diversity into the characters." He's like, "Yeah, but the people you're trying to write the comic book for are the people who are reminiscing the fans who reminisce it, and yet they see this character. They used to collect this character, and he was white. Yet you're changing it, so you're basically alienating them right now." And they're like, "Well, we'll think about it." So yeah, that didn't go well. I mean, it did. I think it was canned. The Mask comic book was canned, but the rest of the comic books did sell pretty well. But it all ended with this big like end game thing where Optimus Prime ended up sacrificing himself, and everybody got everybody got their hands and sing kumbaya. But
nice.
Yeah, but one of my favorite ones was the Micronauts with Rom. The Micronauts and Rom crossover. I thought that was like a funny and really cool crossover, because you had the Micronauts, who their enemy uses like, they're like this tall, yet they're teaming up with a 6-foot robot. I thought it was funny.
That gets a lot of love. The Micronauts get a lot of love, and the ROM as well, ROM series, so mini-series, whatever it was. I missed out on that, but you know what, Bandito, I've been seeing, I think they've not long launched or brought out a trade paperback or something, a collection of the original Micronauts, and there's some fantastic artist on it. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but it's made me want to go and check it out. People saying it's amazing art.
Yeah, and I thought it was funny because like ROM's enemies, they would use magic, yet the Micronauts used technology, and they didn't understand how they could because they thought they were ROM's allies. And it was fun because it was like because ROM uses like a mixture between technology and magic, but it was fun because it had like their evil overlord Darth Vader like switching sizes with Rom. So Rom is like now a Micronaut, and this guy is basically the same size as Rom, and it was fun. It was a fun read. I really enjoyed it.
You know, the going back to the Energon universe, can I ask you both, like Bandito and Kenzo, I don't know, are you reading any of the titles? Like, you got Transformers, we had
Yeah,
Duke miniseries, we had Cobra Commander, we've just had a
yeah,
Scarlet issue 1, and we
yeah,
also had, what was it? Void Rivals ties into it.
yeah. Hang on, let me get.
Transformers has been awesome. I don't know about you, Kenzo. I never was into it when I was a kid. It just passed me by, so I don't know that much about the lore. But the comic book has been into some blast. Really,
I,
really good fun.
it was aimed at my age group. I was born in '81, so when like when I remember being 6 years oldish when the movie came out.
Okay.
Yeah, and for my birthday, I think it might have been 7th birthday, I got a Rodimus Prime and a Galvatron toy. I actually specifically remember having them. But I was
Oh,
always one of
cool.
these kids. When I was a young kid, I didn't appreciate toys as much as I do now. I used to like
Yeah.
break them and and lose them. I wasn't very good with them. But yeah, it is a franchise I do like. Like I said, it was aimed at me. The movie I did like, G1 I did like, but I kind of grew out of it. I have
Mm.
friends that are still obsessed with Transformers. Like I don't know if you guys know Extra Zero within the community. He's a guy that streams with the Legion of Memers. He has one of the biggest collections of Transformers I have ever seen. It's
Okay.
it's impressive. He's worked very hard to have them, man. And it's a beautiful collection. But I think I have too many children in the house to have anything like that. I have my Gundams and stuff, and I do. Like the middle child will actually build a Gundam with me, and he's built a couple of himself, like some of the high grades and some of the entry grades. Um,
Really? Wow.
yeah, yeah. But the little guy, he's banging to his Marvel superheroes, so he's just got so many figures. We have them all over the house, everywhere. Literally, you can't go into a room in our house without tripping over
What about the comic? Have you read any of
superhero.
it? Because the first 6 issues were written and
I
drawn by
haven't. No, no, no,
Daniel
no,
Warren
no. That's
Johnson.
like I
Yeah,
said. I'm not
so
familiar with.
cool, so good.
I haven't read any of the GI Joe stuff or any of the Transformers stuff.
Just shout out to Nosferatu in the chat. He's freaking out because he says there are 2 British people on this stream. Oh my god, we're being
Yeah,
invaded.
yeah, yeah. All right, so I was able to pick this one up
Oh,
like
you
a
got
couple weeks ago.
Scarlet.
Yeah, Scarlet number
Cool.
1, and also this. So
Yes.
yeah, the art is great. I especially enjoyed Transformers number 9. The art is just like it's a mix between serious and cartoony. It just hits that sweet spot, and I'm all in for it.
I think it's awesome.
Yeah,
Jorge Corona is the artist now, but Daniel Warren Johnson's still writing it. Some of the
yeah.
scenes in there, Bandito, some of those wrestling moves, some of the
Oh
expressions
yeah,
on the
Yeah,
robots' faces.
yeah.
I see a picture of Optimus Prime being tombstoned
That's unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah.
by Shockwave.
Uh, yeah. There's only one American in Jaffa. My friend couldn't make it. He had to work. And
It's an
Sully's
invasion, Jaffo. It's an invasion. We're taking over Bandito's stream.
yeah,
I
and
was telling
Sully
I was
yeah.
telling Bandito Gray that when they released GI Joe over in Great Britain in the '80s, it was actually called Action Force. We didn't
Action
actually get it.
Force. I was into it. I used to collect them. It was a completely different kind of enemy in there. There was these things called the Red Shadows, not the Cobras. They were cool. I loved the design on those.
Yeah. And then there
Weird.
were but then they when the Hasbro universe came in, they had Action Man. So Action
We
Man
used to
in
have
it.
that as well. We had Action Man and then Action
Action
Force
Man
later
was
on.
like a bigger toy. They were
Yeah,
they were
and
like 8-inch tall, weren't they?
Yeah, they
yeah.
were cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I cannot wait to see where this is going, because we have like right now we have like Cobra coming back, and like the entire I want to see that I'm excited for the Destro Deathstroke miniseries that's coming out later this month. So yeah, so I am so on board with it. And before we move on to comic books, do you guys know what comic books are you excited for coming in?
Okay, so
Kenzo.
take it. Thanks, mate. Yeah. At the moment, as what you just said, Transformers, I look forward to that every month. Big fan of it. Oh my god, I'm getting a bit of a brain fart at the moment. Stream brain. Can't remember the titles, but the new Batman Gotham by Gaslight, as we talked about, Bandito. Looking forward to that. I was enjoying Hellblazer, but Cy Spurrier, he's lost the plot. He's lost the voice for John Constantine. I was enjoying that, but it's gone right off. So I'm trying to think now. From Marvel and DC, there's not much coming out that gets me excited, which I'm actually sorry to say because I'm a huge DC fan from the start. It's like you were saying, it's all indie titles, mate. What else is good? The One Hand and the Six Fingers, they've been good. That's Ram V and who's it? Oh my god, the guy who's writing Destro, Dan Waters. Yeah, he's writing that. So they're good. They're kind of like weird, pulpy, future noir murder mystery with a serial killer. Destro, by the way, I have actually read a preview copy of that. I'm not going to give you spoilers, but it's definitely worth reading. I'll say that. That's Dan Waters again. So he's a British guy writing it. So I don't know how that's going to go down in America.
Well,
take it over.
It's all right.
What comics were we talking about when we were on here last time? I think we were talking about the Spider-Man Shadow of the Green Goblin, wasn't we?
Oh, good, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that was really good.
Shadows of the Green Goblin. Yeah, it's going to next month is going to be the last issue. But this is the thing. This guy J.D. DeMatteis, he's not taking a break. On August, he announced he's going to do another Spider-Man 4-part Spider-Man miniseries, which I'm excited for, called Black and Blood.
Just remembered, sorry Bandito guys, the Ghost Machine titles, the new Ghost Machine launches. We've got Geiger, we've got Redco and Rook Exodus. Those three, they're only up to like issue 3, but they've been excellent. Really good art, really good quality, and only $3.99.
Yeah, the one I'm excited for. I'm going to like Wes is going to give me shit for this, but the Spider Society. I want to see where all this crap is going up to. Spider-Man, Black and Blood, and G.I. Joe, Destro, Transformers, and the what's it called? Creepshow, the Creepshow comic.
Oh,
it's
a
throwback.
That's been good, hasn't it? That's been a good relaunch.
Yeah, it's like a throwback to old EC comics. I don't know. That's probably like way beyond before you, or
even before me, and I'm old.
Yeah. We have the EC line was like, I remember my dad gave me a whole box of. One of the things that my dad did when he installed garage doors, he would get things from customers because they were throwing them out. He would install a new door, and the customer would be like, "Oh, I didn't know I had this. You want it?" I was gonna throw it out anyways. He gave me a whole bunch. He gave me a whole bunch of comic books, and it had a whole bunch of EC comics. It had like Tales from the Crypt, Dark, the Mortuary, Chiller. I think it was creepy, but
creepy or chiller or eerie, that kind of thing.
Yeah. It had so many of these anthology comics, which were either horror or war or even superhero anthologies. And these were,
there used to be one called Weird Science, didn't there as well? That's where Jim got the name from. I didn't realize, not the movie, but the original comic book.
Yeah, it's like it was like one of the things that they were ready. they were ready to get to do it. One of the things that I enjoyed. I mean, they were just enjoyable. Seeing a corrupt guy get his comeuppance, always fun.
Bandito, do you want to shout out the chat? We've got a few people in. We've got Eric, Sully's here.
Sully, how are you? How's Fan Expo doing?
I'm sure he's having a great time.
Yeah,
knocking back a few pints of Guinness. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The purple Valkyrie is here. And Gray, you got a request by Salty. No, he's not doing it.
Nobody wants to see that this time in the morning in Japan.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Salty. Thanks, mate. And Purple, great to see you.
Yeah, we also have Jaffo on the chat. We have the Nosferatu. And let's see who was her DJ Ronnie G.
Ronnie G. Hail.
All right. So,
did you get Kenzo's comic book? I don't know if you're reading many, mate. Any recommendations or any indie or?
No, I was just looking at this cover art for this upcoming Destro #1. It looks sick.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? It's a great cover.
Yeah, and I think it shows that how much about him being an arms dealer. The whole thing about him being an arms dealer, him sitting on a throne made of weapons.
He's sitting on a throne with like a golden AK-47 on his lap with a bayonet attached to it and a hell of a pile of weapons at his feet.
Yeah, it shows him being an arms dealer and how he made his riches being
That's just the cover if you want to share it, Bandito. Yeah, how cool is that?
Yeah, just look at that. He makes his living through war. He makes his all this. I just love this one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's 14, mate. 14 variants. Oh my god.
That
like
one.
Luke Cage there. What's going on?
Yeah. Not sure about that one. Oh, this one. Oh, classic. That's from the action figure.
Yeah, I thought he looked familiar. Oh my gosh. What else have we got? Jorge Fornes. Wow. Pretty stylish.
Yeah, that one. I like that one.
Oh my god, that's a great one. John Boy Mayer's spoiler foil variant.
Oh, that is gonna
pretty sick.
Yeah, but it's gonna be pretty pricey too, because it's gonna be like $7 for that.
A David Mack. Okay.
Yeah, I like that one.
And we were talking about that Spider-Man
thanks, mate.
thing. Have you seen the cover for the Amazing Spider-Man 52?
Yes. I don't know if Gray's seen it. Hang on, let me bring it up.
No, I haven't seen it yet. I'm not reading the main series. I dropped out because of Zeb Wells. He just killed my interest in it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, Spider-Man is now embraced the Goblin side.
Oh, is he the Spider Goblin now again? Okay, here we go.
Yeah. Hang on, let me bring it up.
Salty, you're right, mate. My palm tree, whatever it's called, house plant has gone insane now. It's massive. It used to be tiny.
My wife apparently has an addiction for house plants. Great.
So does mine.
Every time she goes out, she comes home with a new one.
Yeah. It's just my stepmom too. Okay, I can't get a better image than this, but yeah, this is what we have. This is what we're working with.
No worries. Check it out.
Yeah, when I first showed this to Silth and Kenzo, they were like, "Oh wow."
Oh my god, I've just seen it myself. Whoa.
Yeah.
Who's the cover artist on this? Is it Ed McGuinness? No.
All right. No, I can't get a if you could get it to full screen, yeah,
Try this one. Here's
it is.
one if you want to share that.
All right, let me get this one off.
They sometimes do that on the cover thing. It's like, yeah, they make them tiny.
Yeah,
That's crazy,
and
isn't it? Look at that.
it is. It just looks so goofy.
It does. It's so weird.
It they're like,
Why would he need a glider?
yes. It's just that. Why does the Spider-Man need a glider? This was one of the things that we were talking about the last time I talked about this. It's just so. It just looks so goofy.
The perspective, the body posture is all over the place. He's trying to out Todd McFarlane there with
There's
his
not a
Spider-Man
web on
Yeah.
the page. Either.
No, you got a rip off of the Joker, the classic Joker's ha 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 background as well.
Yeah, and this whole thing is like, it's not Spider-Man. This doesn't even look like web. It just looks like pattern. It just looks plaid.
Hmm. Weird.
Yeah, and weird. Just, I'm just waiting for. I'm waiting to. I just keep saying that every time I see Zeb Wells comes out with new stuff, I'm like, is it November yet?
He's never going to leave, guys. Come on.
He's leaving in November. They're gonna have a new team for the Spider Office. They're gonna so take this with a grain of salt. They're going to everybody when November comes around, they're going to have like a new editorial team and new team for the Spider-Man office. So everybody's going to come, new writers and new artists and new editors are going to come in for the Spider-Man office, kind of like they did with X-Men. I don't know if it's true. I just heard it as a rumor, but they're probably going to announce it next month. But the only one I know that's not going to leave is Jonathan Hickman's Ultimate Spider-Man, because he's in charge of the Ultimate. He's Ultimate Spider-Man's part of the Ultimate office, because it's a whole separate office right there. So Jonathan, the only one that's staying is Jonathan Hickman, and
Okay.
he has because it's a whole separate office right there. Ultimate Spider-Man, the Ultimates, and Ultimate X-Men and Black Panther. So, and whatever comes in that next. But anyways, I don't know if you guys heard about this, but Alyssa Mercante, we're going to bring this up. Alyssa Mercante has her Frosk moment by challenging YouTubers to a fight and backs out when her challenge gets answered. And this happened just this past weekend. Alyssa Mercante is one of the biggest, is one of the editor-in-chiefs to Kotaku, the video game magazine. And
I am aware of this discourse, but I tend to stay the hell out of it, man.
yeah,
Very wise. Me too.
So this is what she said. Hang on, let me pull it up.
I see you guys discussing this StreamYard messing around. The Full Aussie also had an issue earlier when they went to go live and it set their stream back by about 20 minutes. They ended up having to use Streamlabs to go live.
Okay. It wouldn't let Wes on Thinking Critical. It wouldn't let him stream. It kept saying heavy traffic.
Yeah, that's what
he
it
had
was
to
saying to them as well. Yeah, heavy traffic.
Yeah.
That was
Really
weird. Did you have any problems, Bandito, starting this one?
No, I had some stuff. I had some hiccups on my internet, but that was like an hour ago. Okay, so this is what she said during the Summer Game Fest.
She's a
Frosk
very
2.
classy
Oh,
lady. Great. She's very classy.
In the industry to be a little bit louder about
Ugh.
people being mean to other people, and maybe say it's not a good thing.
Yeah.
Maybe say we don't want you around if you're going to be a cunt
Yeah.
and hateful, and that the games industry is diverse naturally, not because anyone's making them be diverse, because the world is diverse, you stupid motherfucker. And if you have a problem with that, come fight me physically, bitch.
Has anyone taken you up on that yet?
No, because they're all pussies.
Yep.
Says don't be hateful.
All right,
then
and she
fight
said that.
me.
Yeah, and I can't get over the fact that how those people are saying, how a bunch of white people are saying how diverse they are.
White people are diverse. We don't all look the same.
Yeah, but a bunch of white people she was answered by, the most famous one was Vera Dark, but also this one, Mara Jade. She answered, and she showed off her 3 first place judo trophies.
challenge accepted, sweetheart.
Go on, Mara.
And
Mara
also,
would kick her ass, man.
and also, like right here, Lorena Corolla, she accepted as well. Usually she does theme park usually she does theme park reviews, but she accepted it as well. But the most famous one was Vera Dark, and she backed out. And it is just, it just brings, and she chose, this was Vera Dark's condition. We could choose a venue, give us a month to train. We could have a $1,000 purse, and we could have $1,000 purse, give it to a charity or whatever, and then the loser has to admit that they lost, whether it be an article for you or a video from me.
She didn't want to fight anyone. Come on.
Yeah, she backed out.
She's all telling people to pull up, and then she shit herself. Don't tell people to pull up unless you mean it.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
It's just this is like the epitome. This is like the epitome of like a chihuahua barking at a pit bull. But I would say that. But a chihuahua actually has guts to fight a pit bull.
For sure. Chihuahuas are some of the most brave dogs I've ever met.
And this is like one of those guys that are like, hold me back, bro, hold me back. Oh, wait, why don't you hold me back?
She's insufferable, man. And I'm not even, I'm not into all of this following the game and journalism and all that shite,
Yeah.
Same here, yeah.
Yeah, it's just Alyssa Mercante has to be black. She was like one of the most insufferable people that I have ever learned about. And like, this is what she's done so far. She had a guy, Smash JT. She had his website taken down because he talked bad about her. She made a hit list of the YouTubers that talked bad about her. She contacted Smash JT's wife. She has been going after Mark Kern. Like her life depended on it, and and she even said it was okay for them to take down Cabrutus Rambo's Steam page because he was being racist, even though he just made a list.
Mm-hmm. She's been getting a lot of hate. She's been getting a lot of coverage as well. I've been seeing
Yeah.
a lot of people talking about her.
She's like one of those, like Alyssa Mercante, Johnny Somali, Neon, Jack Doherty. What do all these names have in common?
They're all wankers.
Well,
Am I allowed to say that? Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Did you say
They're all-
wankers?
All right. So Alyssa Mercante, Johnny Somali, Neon, and Jack Doherty. What do all these names have in common? They're clout chasers. They do this
for sure.
They do this for attention. They're the ones that have been doing this. They're just doing this to get attention.
Yeah, for sure.
Bandito, listen, mate. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to drop out. The family's up and about
right.
now. I will still be listening in. I'll be in the chat, but thank you so
All
much for having me on,
Good
man.
to catch up
come...
with you, Gray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can drop back in later, if you're still going out, I'll jump back in. But
Yeah.
I ain't
very
really
much.
going much
Yeah.
longer either, bro. It's like 1 a.m. here too.
Yeah. All right.
I'm the
so
opposite end of the scale to you, Gray.
oh right, that's right. Yeah, in the UK, of course.
Yeah. No, Sully. There's this other guy named Neon. He's this Middle Eastern guy with glasses and big eyebrows who pretends to be hard, but he's like 90 pounds soaking wet. Not the other Neon. That Neon's cool.
He just pretends to be hard. He's not. I'm really hard, Sully. So yeah, pull up, bruv. You know where I'm at. Jump on a plane. Let's handle this like gentlemen.
Yeah. All right. So great. So see ya, Gray. Hope to...
Yeah, great to catch up and great talking comics. And Kenzo, nice to see you again, man. I'd love to
You
do this
too,
again,
brother.
hopefully.
Yeah. All right. Bye. All right. So we'll
Yeah,
go
not the
on
nice neon, Sully.
Yeah. So we'll go on for another 30 minutes because I want to get over. I want to talk. Since I'm a nerd, I also like going on theme park rides.
Mm.
The new Princess and the Frog inspired redesign has received mixed to negative reviews.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to be our last one. I've
got to say, Princess and the Frog for me is one of the last Disney films I actually enjoyed. It came out when my daughter was, just getting to that age where she could talk. Well, she was like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And she was right into her Disney princess era. And that film came out, and we watched it quite a lot of times together. And
so
it's
a
2D traditional animation. It's not, like Tangled and Frozen, which were the sort of, newer Disney style.
Yeah, and this is but it's been receiving mixed to negative reviews, and like a lot of things. Like there's this one group in Disney, a group in Disney that's called Stories Matters, and they're like sensitivity readers. They'll go through Disney's back catalog, and they'll be like, okay, you need to put a warning here. You need to put you need to put a warning here. Maybe you could cut this scene out, or like they're the ones who put a warning in front of Peter Pan and Dumbo, and I understand that because those were stereotypes. But Princess and the Frog, they took out Dr. Facilier. One of the best new villains. Because they say that voodoo is offensive, even though
he was one of the best parts of the movie.
Yeah, and voodoo is a religion.
Mm-hmm.
It's not witchcraft.
The song he does, I've Got Friends on the Other Side, is one of the best songs in the...
And this is what they're saying. And one of the things is that they're saying is that the ride keeps breaking down. 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 Some of the animatronics don't work. Some of the some of the screens that they play on the animation won't turn on when they're triggered, and there's no antagonist and no build up to the drop.
What kind of
It-
ride is it, Bandito?
It's basically like it was basically a flume ride, but
Yeah, the
it was
Splash Mountain. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, but they changed it because they wanted to go. They like at first it was going. They always wanted to change it from Prince to Princess and the Frog. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but they kept getting pushback because Splash Mountain was so iconic. But then 2020 happened and everything went upside down. So not only did they change it, but they decided to change it, and they didn't get that much pushback as they did before. So they decided to do a $1 million restoration project.
Mm-hmm.
And they announced, one of the things that they announced is that this woman named Christine Sandler or someone, she said that they weren't going to have Dr. Facilier or mention the word voodoo because she feels that it's offensive. And voodoo is part of New Orleans culture.
Mm-hmm. For sure. I can kind of see it's like Purple Valkyrie says in the chat, like Splash Mountain. They had that whole thing with the Song of the South, didn't they?
Yeah,
Where it was deemed that they had to change it because it wasn't socially acceptable nowadays.
yeah. The only place you're gonna be able to ride the original Splash Mountain is in Tokyo Disneyland, so Gray can still ride it.
Mm-hmm. But I can see because they were moving away from it. Perhaps they thought that it was, introducing voodoo themes, like in their eyes, is probably, on a similar thing. Like, and
Yeah.
I disagree. Like, for both, there was nothing wrong with the Song of the South. But then again, I'm British, man. I can't really.
But this is one thing. I'm an American, and I stand for freedom for religion. All religions. If you want to go trans, fine.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to practice witchcraft, fine.
Mm-hmm.
But
good night, Eric.
Yeah.
Eric's
yeah. See you, Eric. See you, Sully. Hope you can make it next time. But if you say that like this is offensive because it's like a Sigma stereotype, then that's something like that. But that's something like Salem. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Burn them
To
at
be
the
fair,
stake.
let's be honest. It was probably dumb white people that were offended about it more than anything.
Yeah, that woman that said that they weren't going to do the woman that was head of it was a white woman, and she was the one that made the announcement. So yeah, parents, Dr. Facilier, and the people who wrote it, they were giving it. They said that there was no like build up to the drop. They did had Mama. You've seen it a lot. What's her name? Mama.
The lady with the glasses.
Yeah.
Mama. What? I don't know.
Yeah. Hang on. Let me look it up. Anyways, they have her. Yeah, they have her on there. They have her on the ride, but she isn't said to be a voodoo priestess.
Mama Odie. Mama Odie.
Yeah, Mama Odie. They said Mama Odie is not a voodoo priestess. They say she's the South's version of the fairy godmother.
Nope, she was a voodoo priestess, 100%.
Yeah, and you cannot. But also this is one. This is another thing that was brought up. Let me bring it up. And they were said that they were trying to move things from being offensive. The whole thing is the whole cue is you're going through the Southern Dome salt mine. Okay, let me bring this up.
I mean, in the movie, you have
And the Southern cue, and this is what if they're trying to say that they're trying not to be racist, but slaves worked the salt mine till they were exhausted. So, yeah, trying not to be racist, but totally being racist.
oh dear.
And of course, here's Keith David's reaction to the ride. Thinking it's because he wasn't in the he wasn't on there. They didn't have his character on there. What do you think, Kenzo? I mean,
I think
I know
it's
you're
like
probably
you
not
said,
going to watch.
I think it's ridiculous. Let's be honest. Like I said, it was probably, even with the Song of the South stuff, it was probably dumb white people complaining about it on behalf, getting offended on behalf of people, rather than, actual people complaining about it because they were offended, like genuinely. And that seems to be a pretty common theme, people getting offended on behalf of people. Like, come on, man, just wait until it gets legitimate complaints. Now, I don't see the problem with Dr. Facilier either. He was a really good. He's been one of the best, like, Disney villains that we've had, like, in the past 20 years.
All right, try saying something.
Hello?
Ah, god damn it, did it again. And I'm gonna restart the stream real quick.
Okay, bro.
The stream out real quick.
Okay. StreamYards can be StreamYards, man. This is a common occurrence. But yeah, Keith David does not look very happy in that picture at all. The lady in front of him looks happy, but he don't look very happy at all. He shouldn't be too long, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh, damn it!
Can you not hear me?
Ah. Well, I'm having technical difficulties, but I'm having technical difficulties. I'll try, but I think we're going to end it right here.
Okay, guys, if you can't, I don't know if you can hear him or if you can only hear me, but we're going to end the stream now because he's having technical difficulties at his end. Thanks for everyone for popping in.
All right, Kenzo. Kenzo, thanks for coming on. And I want to thank Gray. All right, and everybody, thank you for coming on. This
Had
has
a
been
blast,
Geeks
dude.
Talking Geek. So I'm going to do this on again bi-weekly. Hopefully we'll be doing this again next in 2 weeks. So this has been Bandito Bane, the well-rounded nerd, the Super Spider-Man fan, and the Warhammer noob, saying keep playing and God bless.
God bless people. Peace.